Great morning, family. I am Tanya Brooks, your FBA Community Folk Herbalist. I hope all is well. Happy hump day, midweek Wednesday. It is May the 29th. We got just two more days left in this month, and we will be stepping into June Saturday. But that's not what this is all about. This morning, I am going to talk about loving from a distance to protect your peace, right? Loving from a distance to protect your peace. And I'm going to add at all costs. Always using myself as an example of how I love from a distance, but I will always protect my peace. So the year of 2024 for me has been a year of revelation, right? And we know, right, revelation is basically about things being revealed, right? Hence the word revelation, right? So, and when you experience a revelation about love in particular, it's things you've always known about the person or the individuals, and it's like a light goes off, and you find yourself saying, I've always known that about you. You've always acted or behaved in a certain way. And for me, in particular, my elder family members on my maternal side, I've definitely experienced loving them from a distance while protecting my peace. So there has been several situations, including my mother's two sisters, the last two surviving sisters, and the eldest is 88. She'll be 89. Very healthy in the mind and the body. Very few ailments. Always been very, very independent. Remember, I'm talking about loving from a distance to protect my peace. And then there's the youngest sister. So it's the eldest sister and the youngest sister, who is 78. Now they're 10 years apart, obviously, right? And in between the two of them were the other four siblings, who have all now transitioned, one being my mom. But the younger sibling is someone who I've always loved, one being because she and my mom were very, very close. And the elder sibling, or my eldest aunt, was someone, or is someone, that I love, and I always looked up to, always admired. A lot of my life I've patterned after her, because she's one of the many role models, strong women in my family on my mother's side that I've admired and looked up to. But things transpired and revealed to me concerning these two family members, and I literally I've had to cut them off, because my peace was being Disturb is a bug inside my car, and now it's gone. Sorry. And so basically, the youngest aunt became very, very ill, and our relationship, and really these two aunts, our relationship in years past had been strained, and it had been strained due to the passing of my brother. So that happened in 2007. But recently, the eldest came to me for advice on some real estate, and I got involved in that. And then she came to me, and I did what I could do to help guide. Now, mind you, neither one of these aunts have children. Neither one of them are married. Neither one of them have a husband. And during this transition, during what's going on, basically, the youngest aunt became very, very ill, unto death. And I went by the house because the eldest told me, like, her condition. And she was bad off, y'all. Like, to where I was like, I basically told her. Now, this is me showing my love, right? You're either going to allow me to help you get dressed to go to the hospital, or I'm calling the ambulance and having them come take you. And she bawled and she broke down and she cried and was like, let's just wait till Friday. And I was like, you can't wait till Friday. I knew, looking at her, she would not have survived or lived for another 24 hours in her home, right? And the eldest aunt, who lives upstairs, was trying to convince her to go, but she was just basically like, no, I'm not going nowhere. So, make a long story short, I literally had to physically wash her, bathe her, dress her. My youngest aunt's physical condition was bad. It was bad. And these are two women that have always been very independent, very beautiful, on the outer, the physical, snazzy dressers, hair done, all of that. And for me to see my youngest aunt in that condition, and how I know she had to have digressed over time, it was very scary. It was very sad. But anyhow, you help her into the vehicle. The three of us ride to the hospital, local. And they basically said, she had a lot going on. They basically said, she would not have lived another 48 hours. That's literally what the doctor said. Make a long story short, almost lost her a couple of times. One time in particular, the doctors called at like 7:30 at night and was like, you guys need to get here because she's not going to survive the night. She did survive the night. And they then told us, or told me really in particular, I contacted the attorney, had the will done, in direction of the eldest aunt. And at that point, the younger aunt was able to, nod and say yes a little bit and things like that. She couldn't talk because she had a device over her face to help her basically breathe. And a lot transpired. The great thing is she was able to, after about a month, leave the hospital, but she had to go into rehab. And they had told her, and I'm there all the step of the way. Like, people are contacting me, right? I'm the point of contact. And they told me that, she was going to have to go into independent living, but leaving the house, she was going to, leaving the hospital, she was basically going to have to go into a rehab, and from there she would need to go to not independent living, but assisted living. And I, along with the eldest aunt, went into her home and the youngest aunt's home, and we cleaned up and we got rid of things. And because, you know, the doctors, in the beginning, they said they didn't think she was going to live. And then it went to a month and a half later, it went to, she's going to have to go into assisted living. She will not be able to go back into her home and live independently. Like, that's not going to happen. So the oldest aunt and I went and cleaned up her space, started cleaning up her space, getting rid of things, Those two got themselves hooked up and finagled whatever they finagled. And about a week before the week of Thanksgiving, she was back in her home, which is on the first floor of the eldest aunt's multi-family home, who lives upstairs. And it just was not a good thing. And the eldest aunt basically threw me under the bus, because the younger aunt was calling me, where are all my things, and I'm like devastated, because I'm like, what do you mean, where are all my things? Where are your things? Bye, love you, remember, a half day. And so the oldest aunt threw me under the bus, and the younger aunt was calling me, you came in my home and you took all my things, and where are my things? And I'm saying to myself, are you serious right now? Like, why did your sister not tell you, like, what we had to deal with, and that she was there with me when she and I got rid of some of your personal effects, right? I still love my aunts, but from a distance, because I had to protect my peace. I no longer communicate with either one of them. The youngest one, on several occasions, called me, cursed me out, talking about I had no right to do A, B, C, D, E. The oldest aunt never stepped in and said, this is what we were dealing with, these are the decisions that we made. To even where like assisted home visiting nurses have contacted me asking, because I was a point of contact. They've been trying to get into the youngest aunt's home, and she's not picking up the phone. And I know she was released on the premise of allowing visiting nurses to come in and do what they needed to do, whatever, and that has not happened. So I've had to cut all contact off. I told the visiting nurses not to contact me anymore. I am not the contact person, the go-to person. The assisted living facilities were contacting me. I unsubscribed, told them I'm no longer involved, and I have essentially and literally blocked my aunts. Like, they can't contact me by phone, and I've seen them in town, and it's a pretty pitiful sight. But I love you. My love for you has not changed, but I have to protect my peace. So I had to be done. And that's what, family, some of you will have to do. Usually unfortunately it's family members that you have to have this same attitude with. You're going to have to Not that you don't love, these people, but you're going to have to love them from a distance. Do what you're supposed to do. Do your part. And when you've done your part and you see that your peace is still being targeted, love them from a distance and protect your peace. Cut off all ties. And you may have to do that in relationship with your husband, your wife, your partner, your friends or friend. Don't allow love to interrupt or destroy your peace. That's basically the bulk of it. It can become a very emotional roller coaster, right? Because you love that person or these people, but you see how your love for them can interrupt and destroy your peace, and that just cannot happen. So that's really what this was all about. I hope that this helped someone. And Tina Turner made this song, right? And we all know it. What's love got to do with it? Absolutely nothing. Love has absolutely nothing to do with, or should it interrupt your peace. All right, so family, as always, remember, be great to yourself because you are great. Be great to your family. They deserve your greatness. Be great to your community. Without love, though, self-love first, we have absolutely nothing. And as always, clarity is key. But without consistency, we have no balance. Family, love always. But love has no, love should not allow you to have your peace destroyed. Always protect your peace. Family, be well.